The Spanish language uses the same SVO pattern that English uses. This is subject, verb, object. But more specifically, the way we learn the basic structure in school is that a sentence is composed of sujeto más predicado, subject plus predicate. The subject can be a person, a group, or a topic you'd like to talk about. At its core and most basic level, the predicate contains a verb. It can also include additional information about the subject. This would be the object in that SVO pattern. We can, of course, make more complex sentences, such as having different clauses, but let's not run before we can walk. Let's focus on understanding how to make basic sentences. The first thing you need to know are the Spanish pronouns, which are yo, tú, él, nosotros, vosotros, ellos. Keep in mind the third singular person can be él or ella. The first plural person can be nosotros or nosotras. The second plural person can be vosotros or vosotras. And the third plural person can be ellos or ellas. As you can see in Spanish, the plural pronouns we, you, and they have two different versions, one for the masculine form and one for the feminine form. The next thing you must remember is that the verb must match the subject, meaning that it needs to be properly conjugated. If we take the very common verb to eat, comer in Spanish, and we conjugate it in the simple present tense, el presente de indicativo in Spanish, we would get yo como, tú comes, él come or ella come, nosotros comemos or nosotras comemos, vosotros coméis or vosotras coméis, ellos comen or ellas comen. When conjugating any verb in Spanish, it will have a root. This root will be the same for all the tenses in its conjugation, while its ending will indicate the subject and the tense. This means that even when we omit the subject from the phrase, we know who we are talking about. Omitting the subject is very common in Spanish, but it may take you some time to get comfortable conjugating the verb properly, so don't feel pressure to exclude the subject until you feel comfortable enough. Just remember that even when the subject is omitted in a sentence, the subject always exists. The last thing about the predicate you need to know is that you can add as many details as you want or need in it, such as el complemento directo, the direct object, or el complemento indirecto, the indirect object. Knowing these basics, let's make our very first sentence with the verbo comer, to eat. Como fruta, or yo como fruta. I eat fruit. Isn't that great? A simple yet full proper sentence using the present tense of the verb comer. If we conjugated it into the simple past tense, we would say comí fruta or yo comí fruta. I ate fruit. And if we conjugated it into the simple future tense, we would say comeré fruta or yo comeré fruta. I will eat fruit. Pretty straightforward, right? Depending on when the action is taking place, we use the appropriate conjugation of the verb, just like in any other language. Of course, there are plenty of verb tenses in the Spanish language. I will be discussing them as we advance in our classes, so stay tuned for those. One more very useful tense I'd like to mention in this video is the ing tense in Spanish because it's so frequently used. These kind of sentences would be the ones we use to reply to the question, what are you doing? Just like in English, we need the verb to be plus the action verb in its ing form. In Spanish, this is the verbo estar plus the action verb in its gerund form, which ends in either ando or yendo in Spanish. For example, I am eating fruit would be estoy comiendo fruta. I am talking on the phone would be estoy hablando por teléfono. To recap, a sentence, which is called una oración in Spanish, is composed of el sujeto y el predicado, the subject and the predicate. El sujeto is the person, thing, or topic we are talking about, and el predicado contains the verb and any additional information about what we are talking about. Let's see some simple phrases and how they can evolve into more detailed ones. Yo como. I eat. Yo camino. I walk. Yo leo. I read. In these short sentences, without any context, we would use the pronoun I. But if we add more information, we would omit it. Let's add a noun. Como chocolate. I eat chocolate. Leo libros. I read books. Let's add an adverb. Camino rápido. I walk fast. Leo mucho. I read a lot. We could keep adding additional information to these sentences. Como chocolate todos los días. I eat chocolate every day. Camino rápido en la playa. I walk fast at the beach. Leo mucho los fines de semana. I read a lot on the weekends. Let's now see how a simple sentence like yo leo can keep growing by adding new elements to the previous ones. Yo leo. I read. Let's add a direct object. Leo libros. I read books. Let's add an indirect object. Leo libros a mi hermano. I read books to my brother. Let's add an adverb of frequency. Leo libros a mi hermano todos los días. I read books to my brother every day. Let's add an additional clause. Leo libros a mi hermano todos los días, aunque tengo poco tiempo. I read books to my brother every day, even though I don't have much time. If you are liking these classes, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And of course, don't forget to practice what you've learned today. You can use the companion video to this class. Until the next one. Hasta luego.